like making things, especially if it's something I can consume. I've made a cake based on anime boys, then I made another cake based on the same anime boys. Now it is time to take it up a level. Cake, easy, that's for babies. Let me make something that requires the greatest of skill, something that needs dedication and absolute determination, something that has the balls to keep going. Yes, you are right, it is time to make boba. Today, let me present to you 7 beautiful and colorful drinks based on the 7 colorful boys from the anime Idolish 7. Now, I have never made my own drinks, much less boba, so I had to research and Google some things first. Step 1 was trying to figure out how boba pearls work. I quickly learned I did not want to make boba pearls from scratch since that requires too much making and thinking. I wanted to focus on the flavors and colors of the drinks more than the balls. I bought some pre-made boba pearls that I would be using for all of my drinks, and I learned a method to cook the pearls for drinks. This same process was done for every drink, so let's go over the boba pearl cooking process from this recipe real quick. First thing we gotta do is bring 3 cups of water to a boil. Once it's boiling, we add our boba pearls. I use 1/3 cups of boba pearls for 2 drinks as the recipe suggested. We let the boba pearls boil for roughly 4 to 5 minutes on high heat, then we turn the heat to medium so the boba pearls can simmer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we turn off the heat, let our boba soak for 5 minutes. Now you strain the boba, put them in the bowl, and let them soak with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar syrup for a couple minutes. My recommendation, don't let the boba pearls soak too long as they will clump together. Just a few minutes of soaking will be fine. One thing to note, the brown sugar syrup is a very important step as it adds the taste I usually get when drinking boba. I did not have any brown sugar syrup for my first drink I made, and it lacked the little touch of sugar that boba usually has. Alright, we have our balls, and now it is time to make our 7 drinks. Each one will be made to perfectly represent all 7 boys in the titular idol group from Idolish 7. My plan when making these drinks was to try to imitate their individual character color. I wanted to try to achieve these colors without using any artificial flavorings and colors, since using artificial flavorings would only make it easier to imitate the character colors. However, I really shot myself in the foot deciding to do this. I love fruit, so I was trying to imitate character colors using fruits and teas, which you can only utilize so much to make a specific color. But hey, the drinks would be delicious, right? After some googling for the right recipes using the fruits I wanted, it was time to make my boba drinks. I waited for fruits to be in season in my region for months, so the pre-prep required for this video was quite long. But no matter, our drinks are complete, so let's go over the process. The first drink I made was for Riku Nanase. I wanted to make a red and vibrant drink that equally matches his hair as well as his character color. The goal was to make a refreshing drink that matches Riku's sweet and vibrant personality, and I instantly knew I wanted to use watermelon as a basis for this drink. I found this watermelon boba drink recipe to use for Riku. As I mentioned before, I did my best to avoid using any artificial flavoring, so I got a whole watermelon for this drink. The watermelon was cut into pieces by my soup chef to put in a blender. It was then blended with some water and ice cubes into a slushy consistency. I got my special boba glasses, scooped some boba in, added the watermelon slush, and boom, I had my first drink. Alright, it's time to taste now. My soup chef and I decided to record our first impressions so we can give the real and raw impressions of our drink. We said insightful stuff such as this.
Balls.
Anyway, what did we truly drink? Well, mainly things like...
It does taste like watermelon, but I don't know if it's I want more watermelon flavor. I do want more watermelon flavor. Well, watermelon's watery. Yeah, and I just think also that brown sugar would probably help with the sweetness, or maybe more sugar, or more syrup. Well, I think the syrup is like a sweetener in general, isn't it? Especially for like coffee. So I think it would have helped overall. What? It tastes like watermelon. The balls are chewy. Yeah, they separated more. Yeah, once it's mixed, but for sure, I need brown sugar syrup.
This was the first drink I made, so my boba lacked any brown sugar syrup and it wasn't as sweet as I would have liked it. I quickly learned sometimes you need to add some extra sugar too to make the drinks actually sweet. If I made this again, I would use what I know now to make it better. Next, let's go over our Nagi Drink. Our favorite yellow boy needed a vibrant drink to match his sunshine personality, so I decided on using pineapple as a base for this drink. Unfortunately, the recipe I used to base this drink off of is mysteriously gone, so I can't properly credit them, but I will explain the recipe as best as I can. I started by having my soup chef cut the pineapple in chunks so we can easily blend it later. Once all of the pineapple was in pieces, I then made some Earl Grey tea. I realized after the first drink I made that tea is a great base for boba drinks. Adding tea to the blender is a better method rather than just blending the fruit into a smoothie consistency. I personally enjoy boba drinks that are, well, drinks rather than a smoothie, so let's see how well Earl Grey tea can help us make that smoothie more into a drink. Now that we have our tea made, I put my pineapple chunks, about 1 cup worth, into a blender with some ice and black tea. Then I blended it all together. It was still a smoothie consistency, but definitely much more drinkable than the watermelon drink. Sorry, Riku, for this late discovery.
Taste with good boba this time. With better boba and probably more flavor than this. Yeah. Yes. This is good. I like this one way better.
Now I'm like sad with the watermelon one.
Yeah.
I like the first one.
It was the first one. Wait, boba goes down better. Pineapple is just good. I don't know if it's the tea that helps the pineapple flavor come out more. I think overall just the sweetness. There's more sweetness too. And this I enjoy this. I don't know. I don't have much to say. This is good.
Yeah, good or bad?
Huh? It's good.
This became one of my favorite drinks. I love pineapple, so the drink had a nice tartness to it. And guess what? I added brown sugar syrup to the boba this time, which added a hint of sweetness that I think all boba drinks benefit from. Definitely want to make this one again once pineapple is back in season. Moving on is our next drink for Yamato Nikaido. For Yamato's drink, I decided to use honeydew melon as our fruit. This fruit was very underappreciated by me, so I was more than happy to give it a try and see it to its full potential. I found this honeydew boba recipe online and went on to make my drink. Like usual, we got to chop up our honeydew melon into chunks to put it into the blender. I noticed this recipe called for the addition of milk, and to be honest, I didn't really fully read it, so I didn't have any extra milk to use. I decided to use Earl Grey tea as a liquid base instead and see what ends up happening to our taste and colors. Once the honeydew was chopped up, I put it into a blender along with the Earl Grey tea and some sugar. We blended it all together to get somewhat of a very much blended smoothie. Now, I think adding Earl Grey tea was not the smartest decision, as it made the green of the honeydew a little muddy, so I was a little sad to lose some of that green color. I'm just gonna say the drink matches the overall color scheme of the first casual outfit we see of Yamato's in the anime to make myself feel better. Anyway, taste test time.
It's not bad.
That's just not bad.
I think pineapple's still the best.
Pineapple's the
I don't
best.
know. Well, maybe it just has a better flavor.
I think so. I think I could have done more sugar.
Maybe even more honeydew.
Maybe. But then wouldn't that make more chunky?
No, that's true.
Maybe more liquid, actually.
Water.
I think actual just water.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed with a little bit of that tea or water. Yeah, and honeydew is just a mild flavor. While pineapple's in your face. I wonder if people do like artificial flavors. Now I see, you know, I tried to avoid using artificial.
I mean, yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
Makes me feel sick though.
What? Artificial?
Sometimes, yeah, it hurts my stomach.
Oh, makes sense.
All those yellows and greens and who knows what else.
Yeah. Yellows and all the yellow, red 40. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm not unhappy.
No.
Like I'll drink it too.
I mean, I'm still drinking it.
Okay.
You know I wouldn't drink if I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Next, we have Mitsuki Izumi's drink. Mitsuki's character color is orange, so I of course had to base the drink off of the most perfect fruit there is, orange. When searching for recipes online, I found this orange berry boba drink recipe that I was super excited to try. I didn't think ahead about how the red of the strawberries would affect the orange, but oh well, that's how I roll. First thing I did was prepare the fruit. I washed and prepared a few strawberries to use, and then I hand squeezed my oranges because I don't have a citrus juicer. And the lemon squeezer wasn't the best replacement, so we gotta use our hands for this one, boys. Something I did differently for this drink was let the boba pearls soak in honey instead of brown sugar syrup. No big reason other than the recipe told me to do it, so let's see how it turns out. I also prepared some orange tea to use as the liquid base. To the blender we go once more so that we can blend our strawberries, orange juice, orange tea, and honey together. This drink turned out a somewhat pinkish orange color, which I was panicking about at first, but as my soup chef mentioned, it matches Mitsuki's hair color, so I wasn't too upset.
I like it.
You seem confused.
No, I like it, but you know me, I always like sugar. You added sugar?
I actually did it. The honey was going to be the sugar.
Oh, honey. What was the strawberry for? Did I add a little bit more flavor? Because I do taste a little bit, but not much.
And for sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Because strawberries are more
sweet and orange.
Mm-hmm. But I like it. It wasn't as hard to make as others, too. The only difficult and odd part was I had to squeeze the oranges with my hands.
Because we don't have
I don't have an orange squeezer. I realized that after I cut them, I was like, I'll just chop them into tinier pieces. But good, I like.
This one turned out to be one of my favorite drinks of the bunch I made. I just wish I had used brown sugar syrup for the boba pearls instead of honey, but other than that, no complaints. Next is a drink for Tamaki Yotsuba. Finding a drink flavor for Tamaki was difficult for me. There aren't any blue fruits, and the only named blue fruit, blueberries, produces a purple color once blended, so I was stuck for the longest time. After a while, I just ended up searching for blue drinks to see what comes up. I happened upon many drink recipes to see what they use to make their drinks blue. I was really trying to avoid using artificial flavorings and colorings, so I was determined to find something. And eventually I did. I found this blue lemonade drink recipe online and I thought it would be perfect for Tamaki. I discovered this thing called blue spirulina powder, which was a natural blue powder with quite a heap of health benefits. This blue lemonade drink is rather simple to make. You first squeeze around half a cup's worth of lemon juice. You can always use more lemon juice if you want more acidity. Then this is all added to the blender along with some water, honey, and a tad bit of blue spirulina powder. Once we have our blue lemonade, you put it in your cup of choice with some boba. I also added some coconut milk to this one to add some additional sweetness to the drink and to get a lighter blue color. I had never used coconut milk or blue spirulina powder in drinks before, so I was a little wary about how these would taste, but the color was nice, so I was hopeful.
Alright, I don't know what it'll taste like.
That's a lemon.
But I like it. Yeah, I was scared.
I don't taste coconut. Wait,
No.
the fact of lemon and milk, I don't know how that makes me feel. But it tastes good.
There's coconut milk, there's not milk.
Oh, wait, never
So it's
mind.
not gonna...
I hear milk.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels tamaki because of lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why the lemon gives it a tamaki
Well, it
feel.
kind of tricks me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
But
Like,
it's
I
not
only
like-
like it like this.
You
Like,
like
I
it?
like this, I'd be happy.
Oh, I'm gonna make it again. I make this one again.
This one is probably my top favorite drink of the bunch. I remade this blue lemonade boba just about weekly and have played around with adding some extra sugar and more coconut milk since my soup chef doesn't like as much tartness as I do. 10 out of 10 would always make this one again. And now it's time for Sogo Osaka's drink. For a sweet purple boy, I was trying to decide whether to use taro or ube for this boba drink. I decided on making an ube drink just because I had an excess of ube extract that I wanted to use. I based the drink off of this ube boba recipe online. For this drink, you start by boiling some water. Once the water is boiling, add your ube extract and some honey. I usually add some extra sugar as well because I just wanted to make it sweeter. I would recommend stirring occasionally to make sure the ube tea doesn't stick to your pan while it is boiling. Once you let the ube tea cool down, add it to your cup with some boba pearls and coconut milk, and ta-da! Your ube to boba tea is complete. My soup chef does not like ube, so I had to try this one solo. I have made this one a few times, but I haven't fully mastered it yet. Sometimes I add too much water to boil for the ube tea, and sometimes I've added additional sugar, sometimes I haven't. It hasn't been my most favorite drink, but it's not my least favorite. It's definitely a middle of the road kind of drink for me. I can say that ube and coconut milk go well together, but I just need to be careful of how much water I use and to boil it for the right amount of time. I personally would recommend boiling the ube tea for 10 to 15 minutes or so. Overall, I wasn't upset with it and just needed to tweak it a bit more to get it to absolute perfection. The plus is it's simple to make, so I often make it for myself when I want to do something with the extra ube extract I have lying around. You definitely have to be an ube fan to enjoy this one though. And finally, Iori Izumi. When researching for blue drinks for Tamaki, I discovered the existence of butterfly pea tea that I thought would be perfect for Iori. It's a simple recipe. I boil some tea, let the tea cool down, then you add some sugar and coconut milk to your cup with your boba pearls, and it's done. Simple as that.
What is this? Is this the butterfly?
So butterfly tea, coconut milk, and I put a little bit of honey for some sweetness.
It's kind of flavorless.
Yeah.
What's butterfly tea supposed to taste like?
I think it's not supposed to taste like much. It's supposed to be more earthy, but I think the coconut milk kind of watered it down or something.
I mean, I do taste the earthiness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's probably also the coconut milk.
No, coconut milk makes things sweeter typically. Huh. Yeah. Could have just added more sugar, but I don't mind it. I think it just needed sugar.
Since I now own some butterfly pea tea, I have made the tea solo to drink sometimes. It has an earthy undertone to it, but it's very light, so I quite enjoy drinking my tea during my mornings. I haven't made this boba since the first time because my soup chef and I enjoy the blue lemonade one more, but I would make it again because I enjoy the light flavors.
All the tea's done.
Wow!
But with that, we are done. We have 7 colorful drinks for 7 colorful boys. It was fun to make all of these drinks, and I learned a lot about different flavors, what goes together and what doesn't, and how to make boba drinks for myself. I now realize why boba shops offer different sweetness levels for people like my soup chef who love the 120% sweetness. If you have any questions about the drink I made or want further explanation for a specific one, feel free to comment. I love making little food projects like these and would be more than happy to share my process so you can get started with your own food projects too. I have way more food projects planned in the future, so feel free to subscribe and follow me elsewhere so be in the know as to when I next upload. Anyway, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed seeing my boba drink adventures, and I will be back with more. Bye bye!